welcome to Senior Living for November. Well, Ralph, like it or not, I guess the holidays are upon us.
The holidays will be a busy time here at the Senior Center. Let's talk about some of the upcoming events happening here before we meet our first guest.
Sure.
On November 11th, we'll be hosting a Veterans Day breakfast at 8:30 a.m. Everyone is welcome. Call to sign up.
And on November 22nd, we'll be having a Thanksgiving dinner here at 5 p.m. This is a special event and seating is limited. It's free, so if you're interested, call the center and sign up.
As mentioned at the conclusion of last month's show, there will be a craft and used book sale on Monday, November 21st and Tuesday, November 22nd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Any donations for books or new craft items may be brought to the center on or before November 14th.
Also, a reminder that the Senior Center will be closed on Election Day. It's a voting place, so it's closed. Be sure and vote. It's also closed on November 24th and 25th for this Thanksgiving holiday. Keep in mind that if Okemos schools are closed, we are closed. So now that inclement weather is possible, you should check it in the morning. If they're not going to school, you're not coming to the Senior Center because we are not here.
This time of year is also the season for giving. Each year, the Meridian Senior Center partners with Darla Jackson, Meridian Township's Human Services Specialist, to help out those in need. Darla, thank you for being with us once again.
Well, thank you for having me.
What types of programs do you have this time of year?
Well, I have several. If you want to talk about holiday programs, there's the Be a Santa to a Senior program, where my office goes in with a bunch of other organizations like the Department of Health and Human Services, the Community Mental Health, Tri-County Office on Aging, and what we do is we try to provide gifts for seniors who might not otherwise get one. And this year I think we have almost 400 seniors that we are working with. And we have a tree that will be up in the municipal building, and there will be a tree here in the Senior Center.
Yes, I've seen that before.
Yes, and there will be a few others in the community, but that's what we're trying to do. In the municipal building, we'll also be collecting for Toys for Tots. We will be collecting coats to be distributed to those who might not otherwise get one through the St. Luke Coat Bank. That's most of it. My office also works with food baskets. So right now I have signed up just over 200 people to receive food baskets for Thanksgiving and for the December holidays. And these are all Meridian Township households that are in need, that need food for the holidays.
Do you take monetary donations?
Absolutely.
How do people get that money to you?
You can, actually, we have a brand new PayPal link on the township website. So you can use that, or I can take donations at the municipal building. The treasurer's office will be glad to take money. And that is always appreciated.
The township has an emergency needs fund. Tell us more about that and where does the money go?
Okay, so all 12 months of the year, I work with people who are being evicted or their utilities are about to be shut off. They're having a lot of people have crises. Approximately 14% of the township's population, or about 5,000 people, live below the poverty level. That's quite a few people, more than people would suspect. Sometimes people run into issues where they're going to lose their housing or they're going to lose your utility service. And sometimes there aren't enough funds available at other agencies, or people just aren't eligible. So we try to help people that are facing these financial crises through the Emergency Needs Fund. And we use this money very responsibly. In fact, most of the time we can get it matched by other agencies, about $3 to $1 of the Needs Fund.
If someone needs help, how do they get in touch with you?
They would call my office or they could email me. My phone number is 853-4204, or You can find that on the township website too, or you can even ask here at the senior center.
I'm sure we can help. Once the winter weather hits, heating bills go up. Is there help to manage those high heating bills available?
Yes, there is. Beginning November 1st, people can apply through the state for heating assistance because it's beyond what they call the emergency crisis season. So the state will have funds available. There's also various funds available through other agencies such as Capillary Community Services, the Salvation Army, places like that. And if all else fails, again, they can call my office, or even if they need help applying for those services, they can call my office and I can help walk them through that.
Good. Is there anything else you think our viewers should know or keep in mind during this upcoming winter and holiday season?
Well, yeah. One of the things we're doing at the township is we have a snowflake campaign over at the treasurer's office where people can purchase a snowflake that will help decorate the lobby for the season, and it all goes for the Needs Fund. I also have a fundraiser coming up at Dusty's Cellar on December 1st, which is a wine tasting and silent auction. If people are interested, they can always contact me. We're very, very fortunate. This is a very giving community. It's a very generous community. There are a lot of people in need, and the community has really been good in supporting the people that truly need it. We're very lucky.
Thanks so much for being on our show.
Well, thank you for having me.
We hope your programs do very well and help those in need. You're watching Senior Living on HOMTV. We'll be right back.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
There's a number of ways to reduce the cost of heating your home. Seal leaky ducts, plumbing, and cable TV penetrations to save on your monthly bill. Adjust your thermostat by 10 to 15 degrees cooler for 8 hours. Consider turning your water heater down to 120 degrees. Install a glass fireplace that will keep hot air in and cool air out. Learn more energy-saving tips by visiting energy.gov.
Welcome back to Senior Living. In keeping with our alternative medicine discussion that we started last month, we're going to talk to a lady who wears many hats. This is Alexis Schneider. Welcome, Alexis.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, now let's start out by telling us about yourself and what you do.
Well, I probably could write a book, and we probably don't have time for a book, but I look back at my kind of career, and I look at it, it's kind of always been enriching people's lives. I started working with seniors when I was fresh out of college back in 2002. Loved it, adored it, had 10 years experience working with a senior care community as a rehab director. Fell in love with the population and fell in love with what, powerful stories that people have. And I think that's where my love for capturing people's stories and really getting to understand their needs. Went through my own health challenge a couple years ago and kind of redefined my goals and what I wanted to do in life. And God talked to me and said, you need to start a business and you need to really help people for what you want to do and how you can help people in certain ways. So I started a business, Lotus Life Counseling and Coaching. And I do wear many hats, and I love it because I don't have to just be in an office seeing people all day. I can do a lot of external things and presentations and speaking events and things like that.
We're glad to have you here, and we are a lovable bunch. But one of the hats that you wear is life coach. Now, what exactly does the life coach do?
So my background is in rehabilitation counseling, and so just over the years of providing counseling services, one of the things that a modality that people really need help with is coaching and life coaching. And really it's more of a people need to be accountable to the goals that they have, come so far in life, and they're like, I'm stuck, and how do I get unstuck? And a life coach, I help people, look at those areas where they're challenged and how they can't move forward. So helping people to be accountable to those goals they want to accomplish, and helping them redefine their life and finding a new purpose and passion, because maybe their life consisted of being a mom and parenting their children, and then when the kids grow up, they don't know who they are. They don't know that role that they're supposed to play for the remaining parts of their life.
Well, I know seniors face a lot of changes, whether it's passing of a spouse or moving out of their house or whatever. Is that are those common things?
Absolutely, yeah. Life transitions, especially later in the years. Loss of, like you said, the death of a spouse is a huge one. And like I said, redefining those roles of who they are, because when people don't realize who they are as a person themselves, they can't be those other roles in other people's life. So really helping focus people really to back on them and as an individual of who they are, so that no matter what life challenge or what life transition comes, they still know who they are, and they can then go through that maze of life a little bit easier.
Now, do you also help with people who are living with disability or cancer or any serious chronic
that's
illness?
another huge transition. A person that goes through and has a stroke or a disability, they wind up in a wheelchair. They now have to navigate the world in a different way. They're having to really adjust to that new life. And life coaching does really play a huge component in that. I'm a cancer survivor myself, so one of my specialty areas is looking at that cancer, that crisis, as that time to wake up. It's an awakening. It's a time to reevaluate where you were and maybe change those things that you didn't like about that past life, so that you can really fulfill the best life you possibly can until the very end.
It seems like a valuable service. Let's talk a little bit about the alternative treatment of aromatherapy.
Yeah. So one of my modalities and interventions, I've always been an out of the box, I never like to follow certain protocols, because I think everybody is very unique. But I came across essential oils and the power of aromatherapy a couple years ago after I went through my treatments. And I said, I cannot be on more medications. I, had to go through my cancer treatments with a whole regimen of medications and toxins that I was like, I know my body and my system is screaming to get released and get out of. And so I found essential oils that I was able to treat a lot of my kind of secondary symptoms and side effects from the cancer. With essential oils, topically, aromatically, and then also being able to do them internally as a form of medication and a treatment. And they have saved my life, in terms of I don't use medication. I don't have to be on any regimen forever, that I can just take these oils for a cold or a cough, or my kids come home from school with a flu, and I can protect myself and my immune system by boosting it naturally with essential oils.
Now, how did you learn about this?
Self-taught, lots and lots of educational trainings and presentations and workshops. With the company that I work with, doTERRA, provides amazing research opportunities and resources for their wellness advocates to be able to learn and then teach other people about the essential oils.
Now, I've noticed you can buy essential oils at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy them at the health. You can buy them a lot of places.
You can buy them at Best Buy.
Are they all the same?
Not at all. No, the oils are not created equal. The essential oils, people will market them as they smell nice. Well, you can have candles that smell nice too, but those candles are not quality, and they're not natural. The health and wellness industry is very skewed in terms of there's no regulations, so anybody can write 100% natural. They can write organic,
sure,
and they don't
can.
have to be
gluten-free on my meat.
Right. So without having regulations, the buyer beware, really has to exist in alternative medicine, because people just don't know what is in it. But the company that I work with that is absolutely, hands down, the highest quality oil you can purchase out there. They have 7 different levels of qualifying. That basically, if it doesn't pass one test, they dump it. They will not even. They'll sell it to a perfume industry. They won't even try to make it be what it needs to be, because each essential oil has a specific compound that it has to have in order for that quality and that standard to be able to work the exact same way for somebody. You know, in terms of it helping with a cold, you know, one little shift in the compound is not going to have that same effect for somebody.
Okay.
So definitely quality is very important.
Is there any real scientific, you know, research behind aromatherapy?
Yeah, actually.
Cool. I'm like,
there. I think we just heard this year that Vanderbilt Hospital, one of the nationwide hospitals, did a 6-month-long study with essential oils and their staff. They actually were diffusing, right here, this is a diffuser, they were diffusing the citrus oils, so your wild orange, your citrus bliss, and they were diffusing that in their staff hallways. And they did a whole emotional research project on the mood and behavior of their staff over 6 months. And they did a placebo where, like, a couple of days they didn't have it turned on, then they would turn it on, and they showed that the mood was elevated when the diffuser was on. And when it was off, their mood was completely changed and altered.
Cool.
There's been another study really cool about MRSA, and that in hospitals that I forget what the hospital was, one of the university hospitals, and MRSA is very hard to get rid of. You know, you get it because of antibiotic use, you get it because of having all these resistance in your body, and they were using melaleuca, which is a tea tree oil, and the melaleuca was actually killing the MRSA virus. So, which is really amazing.
Yeah. Now you're going to teach a class here at the senior center. What would a senior expect if they took this class?
The first one I'm doing in November is actually going to just be an intro. It's just going to be, what is an essential oil? How do you use them? What are the benefits of them? And really just to kind of start exploring what people's interests are, and start touching on maybe what certain people have, or what conditions or ailments they would like to maybe get off of that one medication, or stop buying that one over-the-counter drug that, you know, for like antacid. You know, they don't want to buy Pepcid anymore, or they would like to maybe change their medicine cabinet to be a little bit more natural. You know, because you look at what you consume every day, what you put on your body, what you're consuming, all has effect on your overall health and wellness.
Sure.
So.
Well, now I'll know what to ask for Christmas.
Yes, they make fantastic Christmas presents.
Thanks so much for being with us today,
Thank you.
Alexis. Before we take a break, we need to learn more about neurofeedback and the Mid-Michigan Neurofeedback's philosophy on better brain, better life. So take a look.
Biofeedback allows people to control bodily processes such as heart rate, blood pressure, muscle tension, and skin temperature.
The people that I tend to see here are often people who have fallen through the cracks of traditional Western medicine. Medicine hasn't worked for them, or they have some kind of side effect, so they turn to natural methods for help.
With biofeedback, you're connected to electrical sensors that help you receive information about your body. Most people who use neurofeedback have conditions that are worsened by stress, so relaxation is key. Biofeedback can improve conditions such as high blood pressure, headaches, and chronic pain.
Large entities like the Mayo Clinic and the American Society of Pediatrics that are now endorsing neurofeedback. It's a chance to learn about yourself and your nervous system, and a chance to be a part of helping to reduce your own symptoms.
Eventually, you can practice the biofeedback techniques you learn on your own without a therapist or equipment. In Okemos, Jasmine Watts, HOMTV.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Welcome back to Senior Living. I'd like you to meet Dr. Roxanne Chan, who is an assistant professor in the School of Nursing at MSU, and two of her students who have come to join us. What's your names, ladies?
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Jennifer.
Nice for you to be here. So, Dr. Chan, we're going to talk a little bit about holistic medicine today and integrative health. For those of us who are unclear, can you give us a definition of holistic medicine?
Sure. I think you can separate the two concepts out, holistic medicine and integrative health. So holistic medicine or holistic health care is really interrelating with the patient in a holistic way. So looking at the person as far as how they're thinking, how they're living, what their physiology is like, and how they are spiritually as well. So looking at where they're living, the community, every aspect of that person, that would be holistic health.
Okay. And integrative health, is that more?
Integrative therapies would be those therapies that honor that, and also the concept of starting with the least invasive or the least complex, and working your way up as necessary. So starting with the things that are a little bit easier to do, a little bit less side effects, and then working up as necessary would also be a concept of that.
So are there any holistic doctors or integrative doctors in this area?
Oh, in this area. I think, well, again, to be holistic, you don't necessarily have to have a certain credential. It's more of a mindset. So many physicians that work within the allopathic setting, within the Western setting, are holistic. It's not necessarily that whether you're prescribing a medication or maybe meditation or an herb or an essential oil, it's how you prescribe it and how you assess that person and how you relate to that person. So certainly physicians can have a holistic mindset and still give you your antibiotics. I mean, certainly as nurses, we embrace modern healthcare, allopathic healthcare. We just want to bring in some other aspects of care.
So I understand that, I was a part of your Tai Chi class, and is that one of those integrative? So tell us a little bit about Tai Chi.
Okay, so
Qigong.
Tai Chi is a certain part of Qigong, so you could use the terms somewhat interchangeably. But Tai Chi has really been studied, especially in the older adult, and it helps with symptom appraisal and balance. So it's been very beneficial to seniors in preventing falls, and also more importantly for my research with people with chronic disease is when you do mind-body exercises like Tai Chi, it helps the neurological processing of the sensations within the body, so you're better able to know how short of breath you are, how much pain you have. You're more accurate at perceiving how your health is, which is really important in determining what to do next.
So how did you come along this path toward integrative health?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually was fortunate to work as a nurse in the county hospital in East LA. And when I worked there, I was able to really meet and work with people from all around the country and all around the world that brought their modality. So often patients would come in because they were new to the country, and they would come in with their healers and with their treatment ideas, and I learned a lot firsthand by seeing how that worked for people.
Well, I see in the nurse training that you're doing that you are talking more about integrative health. Do you feel that doctors are also being schooled in this kind of a thought process?
Yes, actually the organization, the medical holistic organization, has really branched out and grown and become more formal with training programs for physicians to become knowledgeable about integrative health. So every profession in the healthcare is really not only embracing it, but really figuring out how to bring it into their practice in a real way. Yes, absolutely.
Now, ladies, you've taught a couple classes here. Tell us about those. Which one? Meditation? Did you do meditation?
No, they
class?
taught the Tai Chi.
And Tai Chi, I was there.
Yes,
we taught the Tai Chi,
and
the
they,
bear.
And they taught a particular part of kind of Tai Chi. You could tell them what it was.
So there's 5 different animals in Tai Chi, and we just this Wednesday we taught the bear.
And I'm looking forward to the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked, for me personally, Tai Chi is more appealing than, say, yoga. Yoga to me is a lot like torture.
Oh.
It's very hard for me to sit in that lotus position, and my muscles tend to be very tight. So, yeah, I really do. I did enjoy your class.
It's a little more fluid, yes? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Fluid.
It is.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be doing. Let me get this right here. Integrative Health Fair on Thursday, November 11th. What's that going to consist of?
So I think we selected to do essential oils and self-massage. So we're going to pick some essential oils that would target the senior population and see if we could do integrative therapies with those, like high blood pressure, relaxation.
Yeah, and the people who come to the health fair are going to be able to make their own little bottle, little sample of essential oil, whatever oil they'd like to take home with them. So there'll be a little bit of make and take with that as well.
We just had an aromatherapist on the show just before you, and she's going to do a class in aromatherapy. But I got to say, girls, I do love what you do, but you're free. I love that. We seniors, we like a deal,
Well,
you know what I'm
they're not
saying?
exactly free.
Oh.
Because they do want to get to know the seniors, and they do take but the seniors are gracious, and they do talk to the students, and that they're here. The students are here to learn, and I think everyone here understands that, and so that's the wonderful trade we make. Is the
It's a
students
nice
get to learn. Yes,
mixture of
it
generations.
is. It's very nice.
Yeah. As I'm sure when if you go into hospital nursing or anywhere, you have to come and you have to know how to talk to people of different generations. Now you're also doing a holistic workshop. Now let me see, December 7th.
Right.
So what's going to happen at this?
The holistic workshop is going to focus on nutrition and cognitive function. So they're going to target the nutrition information they give to help. That would be good nutrition for improving brain function and memory. And then they're also going to have some cognitive exercises to improve memory and cognitive function. So that's what they're going to focus on.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, we've sort of the last 2 months talked about alternative medical ideas, and I hope that seniors who have been listening will maybe consider talking with their own doctor about something that might not be mainstream, but still might be very helpful. So thank you, Dr. Chan, for being here. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks a lot. It was wonderful. We enjoyed it. Thanks.
We'll be back after this. So, what special days are on the calendar for November, Ralph?
Well, besides the obvious ones, Election Day, Veterans Day, and Thanksgiving Day, there is always Black Friday.
Yeah, or as I like to think of it, shop like your life depended on it day. We'll see you next month.
Thanks for watching. That's our show. See you next month.